Hey, family. Hey, family. It is your girl, Mrs. Michelle Allen Franklin. Yes, this is Michelle DIY for Divine Intervention, honey. Yes, because you know there are no coincidences in this world, only God's divine intervention in our lives. And Mrs. Community Builder, why? Because you know your girl is going to give you the good information, boo. The things you need for your mind, your body, your spirit, and your emotions. Ah, and y'all know it is March. It is the month of March. It is Women's History Month. And this month, yes, what am I doing? I'm inviting and talking to the amazing women that have been in my life, that inspire me, that have empowered me. Honey, if you don't know, boo, what you been doing? Where you been, boo? Where you been, honey? Join us each and every day for the month of March. I'm introducing you to a phenomenal woman, and this beautiful spirit right here today. Yes, this beautiful spirit, Miss Shanita Erwin, is my special guest. This is my little sister, honey. Yes,
Hello.
this is my boo right here. Oh my gosh. And she inspires me, honey. She inspires me. She empowers me. How you doing, boo?
I am blessed. I'm good. I'm excited.
I am so happy and so grateful you have we have a moment to catch up and a moment to come on the show and share a little bit about your journey. Now, when I was 16, I moved down here to Texas, and Shanita's mom was on the choir with me. And when I tell you, nobody sung like your mama sung, honey.
No.
Nobody put the spirit on me like your mom put the spirit on me. We're gonna talk about it a little bit. We're gonna get into it in a little bit, but I want to come on back around to you. How you doing today, boo? How you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm pressing. I'm good. I'm good.
Okay. So when I first moved back home, about 10 years ago, when I first moved home, Shanita was, let me just say this. I was saying I was 16 and at Church of the Living God, Shanita was a baby on the pews with her brother and her twin sister. She was, on the pews. Her mom then had them in church on Sundays, and I came back home and you were finding your voice. You were, speaking and I don't want to say being a pastor, but doing sermons,
Mhm.
and that whole thing. And I was like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. This baby has grown and just developed into this beautiful flower, just amazing. And I remember you had invited me to come for the Stuck conference.
Mhm.
Jenny Allen has an amazing Bible study for
Yes.
women that's called Stuck. And I always tell this story that I was not going to the conference because I was stuck in anything. No, honey, I was just going to support this beautiful spirit because your girl wasn't stuck in anything. At least that's what I thought, right?
Right.
Your girl wasn't stuck in anything. No, no, no. I'm just going over here to support this beautiful spirit. This baby is doing great things. I got to go over here and support this baby. And I will never, ever, ever forget that time in that conference. How did you, for any young person that is starting their journey and starting their walk, how did you even find your voice? What did your walk look like to answer that call to God? What did that look like for you?
Well, I mean, as far as my call, during that time, God was speaking to me. I was in prayer. I had my prayer life had changed. My relationship with God had changed, and He began to speak to me and tell me some things that He wanted me to do.
Mhm.
As far as women being, stuck. As far as me even opening up more and just having the confidence in Him to really fully step into the calling that He had on my life. Did I want to? No, I didn't. I didn't want to because I was always shy, didn't think that people would listen to me.
Mhm.
But it was, just finding my voice, just going through some things earlier in life. It just really pushed me to want to help other women.
Right.
And it pushed me to really want to just answer the call of God. So It was just hearing God and just wanting to walk in obedience.
Mm.
Um,
Obedience has been coming up this month.
wow.
Obedience has been coming up this month, and it is something when you are fighting. Can you talk a little bit about the fight? Because I know it wasn't like, "Oh, yeah, Lord, I'm about to do this." What was it? What did that fight look like for you? And how long did it take you before you started like, "Okay, let me just go ahead and let me do
Yeah.
this."
Well, as far as the fight, I mean, I didn't want to do it. Like I said, I'm a very shy person,
Yeah.
and it took me a while to finally step out on it. And at that time, I was a big procrastinator, so I took my time getting to it, and
Yes.
it was just, Lord, I'm gonna need you to give me what to say. I'm gonna need you to show me where to start.
Yes. Yes.
Even with that stuck Bible study, I was like, I gotta find something. I
Yes.
gotta find
Yes.
something. I just knew we needed healing. I didn't know where to start, and I don't remember exactly how I came across that, but I
Mhm.
came across that Bible study, and but anyways, it was a fight for me to do it. I sat down on it for a while,
Wow.
and I finally decided to just, like I said, walk in obedience. It was more so like a back and forth with God. I really don't want to do it. I don't know if nobody. I don't know if anybody's going to show up. I don't know if anybody's going to be willing to listen to me. And one
Yes.
of the things that God reminded me of is that they're not listening to me. It's Him on the inside of me. That they're
Yeah.
listening to, and that in ministry in general. So it was a back and forth with God.
When I tell you that was the beginning of a journey that I did not know that I needed for me,
Yes.
because again, in my mind, honey, I wasn't stuck in
Hmm.
anything.
Yeah.
But as you go through the process, as you start getting intentional about your
Hmm.
life, as you start, looking at the little things of why you do what you do, how you
Right.
do, how did this become this, that becomes that. When you get intentional about you
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
looking at those stuck places, at that time I was 270 pounds. I was the most um that I had weighed at that period of time. And I always joke about this because I had called myself losing about 20 pounds. So that was when I would get on the scale, I would be 270. But again, it was the most that I had weighed. And the other part of it is when it asks you in that conference, what are three things that you're stuck in?
Mm, yeah. And you got to think about it.
And I remember that first night, and I said, "Well, I've always struggled with my weight. It's always been this back and forth, and so weight was on there. So I put that on there, and I remember the next question was, well, how long have you been in this stuck place?
Hmm.
And it's like, well, God, how long have I been fat? I don't know, for a long time. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how long I've been fat. I guess for years. And I
Hmm.
remember, um, it wasn't you, but it was another woman that was helping you at the church. I can't think of who it was
Hmm.
at the time, but I know she said, "Baby, don't worry about it. You'll just pray about it and it'll come to you."
Right.
And I
Hmm.
said, "Okay." And I went home that night because we did all the things and we prayed and I went home that night. And that night, when
Mm.
I started seeing my hands fighting,
Wow.
that's when I saw visions because I had blocked out the fact of the
Right.
sexual assault.
Yeah.
Had blocked it out.
Mhm.
And at that time, I was, when it happened, I probably was 126, 27, 28 pounds,
Hmm.
maybe 140 because it was after the divorce. So maybe 140, but still a
Right.
little string bean, you
Right.
know. And so now you're talking over 100 pounds, umpteen years later,
Hmm.
that I had suppressed this because we're going and being and doing, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
And so what did you get out of that? What did you get out of that stuck conference and that process of just the being obedience?
I mean, just seeing people, set free.
Yes.
I think you were the biggest like inspiration. Because you shared something with me during that conference, because we did the healing service after we did that.
Yes.
And it was you that really like opened my eyes, because we were there and you whispered in my ears the sexual assault. You had never, I think that, I don't know if that was your first time sharing
It
that or
was.
what.
It was.
And when you told me that, I was just like, oh my God.
Yes.
She just told me something, that she shared for the first time, and
Yes.
it was out of my obedience to even do this.
Yes.
And for her to show up, and I have chills now, just
Yes.
because when we obey God, it's just, people can get what they need. It's people like waiting on us to do what God has called us to do, what He's
Yes.
told us to do. And
Yes.
so that blessed my life. It was you. It was your story.
Oh,
It was what happened with you that really pushed me to even keep doing it. You
yeah.
know. So, and it was you. So just being walking in obedience, and even me, that helped me also to be more transparent about myself and
Mm,
about what I was going through. That study alone, because there was a lot of hidden things that I had hidden, that I had not dealt with. And so it taught me to be more transparent, to be open, to be
yes.
truthful and honest.
Mm,
Because when I'm true and honest with people, the people that I'm ministering to, then that just encourages them to do the
yeah.
same thing, and
Yeah.
it's a safe place.
Yeah.
It lets them know that this is a safe place, because she's telling all her business on herself.
Yes.
So that I got a lot out of that.
Yeah.
So
It is amazing. It is what happens when we are just obedient to God's word.
hmm
Because everything that we've gone through, it is not for us.
it's not.
It is not for us. It is for someone else. It is someone else's
hmm
journey. It is, to help someone else get what they need to be. The ripple effect
Right.
of you doing the Stuck Conference led me to doing what I do today. And
Wow.
keeping me guilt free. That was
Glory
the
to God.
foundation. Because what it made me realize was that, man, if I've been hiding this from myself,
Mm.
it happened and I was hiding it from myself as a
Yes.
protection measure. What else is in there
hmm
that
hmm
is just hiding, that's holding me, that's keeping me from getting to my next level, from helping me be this butterfly,
Right.
and show up in the world how I'm supposed. What else is
hmm
in there?
Wow.
You know?
hmm
And so that was just the beginning. And then, we came around, and when I did start on that healing journey, that was the beginning. And I got to a place where I said, Lord, I want to go back and help some other people, and came
hmm
back around and we did it together. That was
Yes. It was
amazing.
amazing.
That was just speak a little bit
hmm
about that, and just because what were you thinking when I came in? I was like, girl, we got to do. I'm feeling this.
hmm
And we got to do this. We got to do this together. I kept seeing you in that vision, and the women that were in that group, and the
hmm
healing that happened. That was
It was
just
amazing.
phenomenal.
It was amazing. And we did that one all on, I think we were on Zoom, and it was still just, it was powerful.
Yes,
hmm
yes, yes.
So,
It is um the ripple effect,
hmm
right? It's the
yeah.
ripple effect of obedience. You just never know what is going to happen, what's going to, result. And the other part that you need to understand, women, is that part is not your business.
Mm-mm.
It's
Nope.
not your business, right? To figure out what it's going to be, how it's going to be, who's this, what's that, how it's going to
Mm-mm.
work out. If you are obedient, the
Yeah.
ripple effect of that, and who it's going
Yes.
to affect and who it's going to touch years later,
Right.
you know.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
And so, as far as, I spoke about your mom earlier, and your mom just being, this beacon of light in my life. I know what she was to you and
hmm
your siblings. Speak a little bit about, your mom and that foundation, because that foundation of faith. I mean, I'm giving it to her, but where did that come from? I know it came from your mom, because she's just
Yeah.
so amazing.
Yeah.
She's just
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, she she was the type of woman, she was very transparent. She was a very honest woman. She
Yes.
just watching her throughout life, deal with certain situations and still
Yeah.
keep that faith that she had.
Yeah.
Watching her live the life that she preached about,
Yes.
that is what helped me. Majority of her life, her older age, as she got older, she lived her life as a single woman.
Mm.
And most people can't say that the people that they their parents or whoever, that they lived the life that they talk about in front of other
Yeah.
people. hmm Every
Mhm.
anniversary, I will always share. I'm not saying this because this is my mother. I'm not saying this because I'm just trying to say something. I'm saying this because it's the truth. She
Mhm.
lived the life that she preached about.
Yeah.
She had her flaws. She had her. We all have our other side or whatever. But when it came
Yeah.
to what she preached, she lived it. And so
Yeah.
that, of course, that's encouraging, and it inspired me and just kind of pushed me to do the same thing,
Yes.
to be transparent, be honest. If she was upset, she was just real about it. And so she
Mhm.
instilled that into us, a life of faith, living a life of faith, trusting God, just seeing her go through things, health issues, financial issues, and just seeing how God came through for her. I
Yes.
mean, seeing that, you can't help but live a life like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
Yes.
I saw God work in her life. So it
Yes.
came from her. And even today, it just helps me. She's not here today, but it helps me continue to press and push in my life today as, life happens.
Yes.
So to trust God.
I know that, and we're talking of Miss Shirley Thomas. She had so many titles. I don't want to disrespect her. I'm like, but she was just. I feel like she was an angel for me.
Oh my God. For
And even
everybody.
on this side of heaven. And I remember being 16, and because I'm an alto and she's an alto, so I was
hmm
right behind her.
hmm
And I would see when the spirit would take over because, I had, been to church and we talked with my mom and the foundation and everything, but this was a journey for me. When I met your mom, I was really on like life was changing for me. I was 16,
hmm
I had just moved to Texas. Everything was a little different. I had made some mistakes. I've been pregnant at 14 years old and had
Yeah.
an abortion. You know what I mean? I had all these things on me.
Yeah.
And so when I met her, and but like you said, hearing her, the
hmm
spirit of God will come out in her voice.
hmm
Her voice would feel like you would
hmm
feel the spirit of God
You
come in.
could.
It showed up through her
Mhm.
voice, and it was through her singing. And this was before she became the pastor and before her
Yes.
own church. But I remember just the way that her spirit filled the room. It
Right.
would come
Yeah.
through as she would sing. And
hmm
baby, if you didn't feel it, I don't know, you was dead.
Something was wrong.
You were dead. Oh my gosh. And so I'm grateful. I'm grateful for that foundation with her
Yes.
honor as we honor women.
hmm
This month I have to give an honorable mention,
Yes.
to your
Yes.
mom for that
Most definitely.
foundation. Um,
Yeah.
and so we were talking a little bit, and this is a hard conversation, for some people, but I think the lessons and blessings in the
hmm
journey, right? And so you were talking at this time, you were newly divorced.
hmm
You've been
hmm
divorced for about a year now.
hmm
You walk us through that journey, just, one, feeling like you found love, and then, what that looked like to get to a place where you're like, no, this isn't quite what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. And that it divorce is hard.
Yeah.
It's hard because it's heartbreaking.
Yes.
But God had a hand in it, and a lot of people may not understand that. Um, we I believe the word of God, but God released me from that marriage because it was pulling me away from Him. It pulled me away from Him, and I was not. my ex-husband did not want me to he didn't want me preaching, teaching, evangelizing, none of those things. And
Wow.
so this happened after became very bad after my mother passed. So it was heartbreaking. It
Yeah.
was heartbreaking because my mother had just passed,
Mm-hmm.
and now, this man I'm married to, I love this man.
Yeah.
Now that ministry is my life.
Yes. Yes.
It's my life. It's what I enjoy doing. This is who I am. This is who I
Yeah.
always have been. And
Yes.
so now that my mother's gone, now that I'm feeling like, somebody's trying to take that from me, you taking my life.
Yes. Yes. What I
you
have
know,
left. My mama was that, and now this
right.
left. And you're
Hmm.
trying to take this from me? Yeah.
Yes. So, but I won't complain. I won't talk about lessons and blessings.
Yes.
I love it
Yes.
because it was a lesson. Because in the very beginning, if I can share this, in the very beginning, when my ex-husband and I were dating, I knew that I wasn't supposed to marry him, but I did. I did it
Yeah.
because I wanted to. I
Yeah.
did it. I fasted. I prayed. I asked God, and um, because the answer wasn't what I wanted, I still
Woo!
did what I wanted to do.
Now this is a lesson. This is a
It's a
lesson, honey.
lesson,
That's
but it turned
powerful.
into a blessing.
Yes.
So I knew that I wasn't supposed to. I felt it. I heard God, but I did
Mm.
it because I wanted to prove a point. Because here this man is. I've been waiting to get married all my life. This is
Yes.
what I've been waiting on. I
Yes.
want to get married.
Yes.
So it's in front of me. He proposed to me. I'm just to do this thing.
Yes.
And
Yes.
even the day that it was during COVID, the day we were supposed to get married, they were going to cancel because the judge we got married at the courthouse had gotten sick. But
Mm.
because I was like, no, this got to happen. This has to happen because if we don't, people gonna be like, you're not supposed to marry him and all that. So I was like, we gonna make this happen some kind of way.
Yes.
And I kept pressuring one of the ladies, and because she was an ordained minister, she went ahead and did it. But even
Yes.
sitting there in the courthouse, I knew that I wasn't supposed to, but I went through with it anyway. So just going through the marriage, and like I said, when my dad passed first, and then my mother passed, that's when things just really, really took a turn. We go through regular, normal marriage things, issues, arguments, those different types of things.
Yeah.
But after she passed, it did a complete 360. And just going through that and I didn't have mama to call on no more.
Yeah.
I couldn't call my mama. I couldn't call my
Foundation.
daddy. I
Yeah.
didn't have nobody to talk to.
Yeah.
This is what's going on. Most of it, I was ashamed. I was
Yes.
embarrassed.
Shame and guilt. Yes. Of course. Of
Yeah.
course.
Especially from the Christian community, the
Yes.
community of believers. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes.
I was ashamed. I was
Yes.
embarrassed. I haven't been married that long.
Yes.
At this
Yes.
time, I've only been married. This was in 2022. I had just got married in 2020. So
Yes.
I'm like, oh my God, like. I'm embarrassed. I'm ashamed. I don't know who to talk to. I don't know what they're gonna say about me.
Sure.
But and I prayed, and God showed me. Like I said, I won't complain. I'm grateful. I thank God that He chose me to go through that. That
Yeah.
He allowed me to go through it. I feel like it was all a part of God's plan. Even me making a mistake, or me choosing to move forward with that marriage, even though I wasn't supposed to. God, it was
Yes.
a part of God's plan because
Yes.
it got me to where I am today.
Yes.
And so I thank God for allowing me to go through that because I learned a lot. I learned a lot. I learned a lot about myself.
Yes.
I learned a lot about the things that were on the inside of me because in the marriage, I became somebody that I was not. So some of these things were hitting on the inside of me. But because I went through what I went through in the marriage, I was able to see that I had some stuff on the inside of me that I needed to deal with, that
Yes.
I didn't like about
Yes.
myself,
Oh, that's
you
good.
know. And so I was able to, seek counseling, go to counseling. I was able to seek God and say, God, look, I don't like this about me. I'm finding out these things about me that I didn't realize were there. This
Mhm.
anger,
Yes.
I'm talking bad, major anger,
Yes.
that'll cause me to act out, different things that came about but I was able to realize, and I was able to see and acknowledge, that I have these issues, and God, I need you to
Mhm.
deal with these things. But like I said, that marriage taught me so much, and it made me who I am today. I'm thankful I went through it. I'm thankful I went through. I'm thankful that I didn't have anybody to call on or look up to but God. I couldn't do nothing but call on God. So it's so much more to it. We'll be here all day, talking about it. But I'm healing, and
Yeah.
I'm dealing with it still,
Yeah.
because it's still fresh.
It's a
In
process.
May it'll be a full year. So it's hard.
Mhm.
It's not easy. It's
Yeah.
not easy, and my heart is still healing. So
Yeah.
I'm just grateful. I'm grateful that everything happened that was supposed to happen. So it got me to where I am today, and I believe it pushed me to advocate for women,
Mhm.
women in ministry, women in leadership,
Mhm.
just women in general, because we go through so much as women, and we got to keep on pressing. We got
Yeah.
to keep going. We got to keep being mother. We got to keep
Yeah.
on. If you pastor, you got to keep being a pastor. You got to keep going to work every single day. You got to show up.
Mhm. That's right.
But you have to deal. We have to know that we there's moments we have to stop. So because life
It's
it
like,
is hard. Life
right.
be life, and
Yes.
so.
Yes. Yes. Again, that is one of the reasons why I started, Reflection Shoes
Mhm.
Feel Free, because, the dealing with the decisions that you made that
Mhm.
were
Yeah.
were going against your true authentic self, or who you are, or what
Yes.
for sure, you're not supposed to be doing that.
Mhm.
And God, you prayed and God told you no,
Yeah.
and you do it anyway. But this is the beautiful part that I love about God, is
Yes.
that He gives us free will.
He do.
He's gonna show you. Them
Mhm.
red flags be on the play, baby. They be
They be
on
there.
they are on the play, but He gives us
Mhm.
free will. And when we go and do it anyway,
Yeah.
the fact that He is just so compassionate with us.
Yes.
I'm still here with you, baby.
Grace and
I'm
mercy.
still grace. He gives us. I'm so grateful, right? Yes, for grace and mercy.
Mhm.
Them twins, Sandy, they hanging out with you. They right there
Yes.
waiting for you. Boo, I got you. Boo, I got you.
Mhm.
And what a beautiful feeling,
Yeah,
to
it
know.
is.
And it combats the twin shame and guilt,
Mhm.
right?
Yes, it
Grace and
does.
mercy combats the shame
That's
and guilt
good. That's
twins,
good.
right? That's try to show up and make you,
Mhm.
hold your voice.
Right.
Because you're embarrassed and shame. Oh my God, I can't tell anybody about this.
Mhm.
What are they gonna
Mhm.
say? What are they gonna do? You are, doing what your mom was doing. You're
Yeah.
in that role. And so wouldn't it be fitting, right?
Mhm.
Wouldn't it be fitting for, because I always say the devil he knows what we like.
That's right. He do.
He knows what we want. He
Mhm.
knew you wanted to be married. He
Mhm.
knew, you know what I mean? And the devil will play on those emotions. He'll send a mirage. He'll
Yeah.
send a, oh yeah, oh, she want to be married. Let me
Mhm. Yeah.
this is how I can steal her
Yeah.
voice.
Yeah.
This is how I can,
Yeah.
you know. And the lesson in that is recognizing, one, taking the time to recognize how anything that comes in your life that is going to take from you, that is
Yeah.
not going to support who you are authentically, that is not going to have you to show up in this world in purpose and how you're
Mhm.
supposed to show up in purpose.
Yeah.
Because again, what your ministry did for me,
That's right.
and I'm just one
Mhm.
person that was in that room,
Glory to God. Wow.
right? What would it be if your voice was not there? If you were
My
not
God.
what you thought, because you thought you were in love, right? What
Mhm.
you thought
Mhm.
was love,
Yeah.
what was miraged as love, to take over and keep you
Yes.
utilizing your voice.
Keep my mouth shut. Wow. I thank God.
The ripple effect of you using your voice is so powerful. Your
Yeah.
story, your journey, you know. And the other part of it is it has no bounds,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
You were a baby in the stages when I
Mhm.
was up in that choir stand singing. You were in the pews. And so understanding that it doesn't matter how old you are, because I know for me sometimes I used to feel like, who's going to listen to me?
Mhm.
I'm only this and I'm only that. But
Mhm.
no, God has given us a voice.
That's right. Yeah.
Right. And it just like you, mine has touched people older than me. It's
Mhm.
gonna touch people younger. You don't know.
Yes.
You
Yes.
use it and you put it out there. Girl,
That's
I got
right.
stress. Ah!
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and it's real because I'm divorced and I went through the same thing. Lord, what are people gonna say?
Mhm. Mhm.
I knew I wasn't supposed to. My dad called me on my wedding day and said, "Is there anything that I can say?"
Wow. Mm. My dad said it at the wedding. At the court. Still push my way.
Oh, is that the daddies be trying to help us, don't they?
They do.
It's
They
all the
try.
daddies. The father in heaven. I was like you. I said, "No, Dad, I love him."
Mhm.
I said, "No, Dad,
Mhm.
I love him. I'm gonna
Yeah.
marry him." And it's nothing too. I feel like, even like my ex-husband, I love him. I love him to this day.
Yeah.
But people have time and spaces, and there's lessons and blessings in
That's
everything.
right. That's
you
right.
know, and I'm grateful.
Yeah.
I'm grateful for that time. I'm grateful that we tried. My husband was 19. We were
Mhm.
18. We didn't have any business getting married. We
Right.
were
Yeah.
babies. you know, we were babies.
Yeah.
But he was just trying to do the right thing. My
Right.
ex-husband was trying to do the right thing and
Right.
be the man because we had this baby, and it just,
Yeah.
journey that took us on. But nevertheless, lessons and blessings, babe.
Yes. Yes.
Lessons and blessings. And nothing
Mhm.
is, embarrassing about that. Nothing
Mhm.
is
It's not.
nothing to be ashamed about that. All of it.
Yeah.
Romans 8 and 28, honey, it's all working together.
That's right. It's all of it.
It's all working together.
Yes.
Ah, I'm
Yes.
telling girl, I just love this for you. I'm loving that you are finding your voice. I know that it's
Mhm.
a journey, and it is, you touched on another thing that I want people to understand is that at some period and point in time, life is going to get you to a point where
Mhm.
it's only you and God.
That's
It's
right.
not supposed to be anybody. He will remove
Mhm.
those people
That's
that
right.
you lean on, that you feel like you have to have in order to show you,
Yeah. You
I'm
make
your
them God in your
father.
life instead of
Yes,
God.
yeah, I'm your
Mhm.
father. You
Yeah.
you will make it.
Yeah.
And let me just show you when
Mhm.
you think that you can't.
Yes.
Because I guarantee you, if you would have known on the front side,
Mhm.
you would have said, "Oh, there's no way."
Mhm. Yeah.
You would have thought, "Oh, I'm gonna die, just bury me now.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no way I'm gonna make it." But look at you. Here you are
Mhm.
standing. Here you
Yes.
are smiling. Here you
Got
are
to.
still using your beautiful voice.
Glory to God.
Here you are making programs and doing other things and
Mhm.
inspiring women and everyone else along the way.
Yes.
Still standing.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
Mhm.
God
Yes,
is
ma'am. It's God. It's all God.
God is amazing.
He is. He is.
Well, as we wrap up, I've been asking all the women to share with us one lesson, and it can be more than one if you want, but at least one lesson that you've learned along your way, whether it's something that maybe your mom or a woman that inspired you, or just lessons that you've learned along your journey. What is one lesson that you stand for, or that you've learned that can help other women?
Um, just from life in general, just from my own, the things that I've gone through, and from my mother, and just even others around me, is I try to remind people all the time that no matter what you go through in life, no matter how the enemy comes at you in life, remember that God always knows. He always know the end at the beginning. That's
Yes.
something that my mama used to always say, and I never
It is
understood it.
good.
But God knows the end of the story at the
Yes.
beginning.
Oh,
He is the author and the finisher of our faith. He is our creator. He knows us. The stuff that happens to us, he allows it. And a lot of times he's testing our faith, and he's shaping us, and he's molding us into
yes.
the women that he wants us to be. So we got to trust him even through everything that we go through, because in the end we know that it's going to be for God knows the purposes and the plans that he has for us. They're
Yes.
not to harm us, but they're to give us a future and a hope.
Yes.
And so
Yes.
put your trust in God. Consult him for everything, every move that you make in your life,
Yes.
every move you make in your life. And so that's what I'll tell you, is just remember that God knows the ending of the story at the very beginning. Trust him with your entire life. Trust him as your father.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Oh, that's so good. He is the beginning. He knows the beginning and the end at the beginning.
Yes,
He knows the
yes,
ending at
we
the
know it.
beginning. Oh, that's so good. That's so good. I love it.
Yes, yes,
Well,
ma'am.
honey, thank you. Look,
Yes,
thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you. This has
I
really encouraged me and
am.
inspired me, so thank you.
Thank you, honey. Oh, look, I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part. This is definitely me walking in obedience. And I was just,
Yes.
I just heard this. I heard it in November.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard it. And then I said, well, things started happening and everything. And then it came back to me really heavy
Mm.
weeks ago. And I said, okay, let me look at this. And then it was like, oh, March is Women's History Month. What?
Yes.
And I
Mm-hmm.
thought, okay, Lord. Okay, I see the vision. I see it. I got you. I heard you. I got it. I got it. I just started making phone calls and sending messages. And what I love about beautiful spirits like you and
Mm.
spirits that God has put in my life
Mhm.
is it doesn't matter how long we've talked or haven't talked or whatever. I feel like
Mhm.
we all, when it's time to come together,
Yes.
we coming.
Yes, yes.
And so I thank you. I thank you for your
Thank you.
transparency. I thank you
Mhm.
for taking the time. I know you're busy and have all the things. Can you share with people where are you pastoring at this time?
So I am now a pastor. Didn't want to do it, but
Look at
God called me.
God.
He chose me. I really
Yes,
thoroughly enjoy it though. Since I said yes, so I do pastor at Amazing Grace Trinity Fellowship. My mother was the founder of that ministry,
yes,
so the mantle was passed on. So I just picked it up, and just I'm running with it with the help of God. And we are at 3008 West Erwin Street in Tyler, Texas, and
yes.
we have 10:30 services every Sunday. So I'm enjoying it thoroughly, and just allowing God to lead.
I
So
love it. I love it. And I will definitely be at Family and Friends Day, fifth Sunday.
yes,
We're gonna be there. The Church of Living God. I'm gonna take a pause on the fifth Sunday, and we will be there
okay.
for Family and Friends Day, supporting you, beautiful spirit.
Yeah.
I'm so proud of you. So
Yes.
so proud.
Thank you. Glory to God.
And
Thank you.
just you know, watching you as you have grown, you and your sister and your brother.
Hmm.
Keita and Marcus are just, y'all are all beautiful spirits doing amazing things in
Thank
this
you.
world.
Yeah.
And I know your mom and your dad are just looking down and shining and so proud of y'all. Like
Yeah.
the beautiful part is that I don't know if you feel this. I'm sure that you do, but they are with you. Like I know I feel,
Hmm.
you
Yeah.
know, each and
Hmm.
every decision, each and every time something that one supposed to work out, I'd be like,
Hmm.
my guardian
Yeah.
angels up there, baby. I'm good. I'm good. Hoping you write your sermons and everything. Every time you hear a whisper, say this. That's your mama.
Yes.
And so I
Yes.
love it. I love that you have picked up that mantle. It would be only right. I would not
Yeah.
anyone else, in that
Yeah.
doing that and filling her shoes. And I know that it's big shoes to fill,
Hmm.
but God has prepared you for such a time.
Right. Yeah.
He has prepared you for such a time,
He
sweet.
really has. He has. I believe it. Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Glory to God. So
And so thank you again. Thank you, thank you, thank you
thank
again.
you.
Appreciate you. Um, We're gonna wrap up. But listen, I told y'all I know amazing people. I'm telling y'all every day. I know amazing women. I said, Lord, I know 31 women for the month of March. I know 31 women whose journey will inspire and empower. And that is what we are doing the whole month of March. Join us tomorrow as we have another amazing woman that will come and share her journey. And just lay that foundation of giving you some nuggets, some things that you need. I don't know who this is for. I don't know who might have be going through a divorce. We don't know what's going to happen, but we are being obedient.
That's right.
We're being obedient,
Mhm.
um, and pray that you start doing the same. Right? Pray that you start doing the same. Well, you know how your girl do, honey. I aspire to inspire until I expire, boo. That's what I'm doing. What you doing?
It's
Mhm.
right.
See me tomorrow, honey. I'm gonna have another amazing woman with me. Bye, y'all.
Bye.